Hello, my name's Kane, and I'll be telling you a story today. The story I'm going to tell you is about five, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brothers. Now, these brothers lived next to the ocean, and like most people at this time, they were farmers for the most part, and sometimes they fished and sometimes they hunted. But what was special about these five farmers was that each one of them had a special talent. One could swallow the sea, one had an iron neck, one could stretch his legs as far as he wanted, one could survive in a fire, and the last could hold his breath forever. Now, these farmers, having spent their lives living off the land and learning how to fish and hunt, were very good at what they did. Their crops rotated and produced every year. They could always find a deer no matter how lean the season was, and they were all very successful fishermen. And so one day, one of these brothers gets into his boat and he decides, I'm going to go fishing. And on that day, a little boy came up to him and said, Sir, will you let me go fishing with you? My family hasn't been able to eat and I haven't been able to catch any fish. Can I come fish with you and see the secret of how you do this? And the man said, all right, you can come with me. But when I say you must come back, you must obey me very promptly. The young boy said, yes, sir, I'll do that. I'll, way to go. And so they went out. They went out in his boat. And the man said, hey kid, watch this. And he swallowed the sea and he held it in his stomach. And the boy, excited to see all the various fish laying so open to the air, ran out and started collecting fish and putting it into his basket. Well, he did this for so long that the man couldn't hold the sea anymore. It was just too much. He either had to swallow it or he had to let it go. And since seawater is poisonous, it's not like he could swallow it anyway. And so he started signaling to the boy, boy, come back, boy, come back. The boy didn't listen. And he kept signaling, boy, come back. And the boy still refused to listen. And so it came time, the man had to release the sea. It swept the boy out and he died. Well, the local king found out about this and having to having to build the law and maintain it, he sentenced this man to death. Well, as he was laying in prison, his brother comes to the jail and he breaks him loose and says, I will take your place. Now the next day, the brother goes up to the headsman's block. The axe falls on the iron-necked brother and nothing happens. And so the king says, all right, well, we'll take him out to sea and we'll throw him in the ocean to the deepest part we can find. Death by sea for death by sea. And so the next night they do the same thing. The brother that can stretch his legs shows up, takes his place, and when they throw him out to sea, he stretches his legs so far and keeps his head right above water. So the king, flabbergasted, says, all right, no one can survive fire. Let's toss him in a fire and burn him to death. So the next night, his brother takes his place. And when they throw him in the fire the next day, his brother just sits there like he's warming in the sun. And the king, going, holy Jesus, what's going on, says, okay, here's what we'll do. We will hold your head underwater. Death by sea for death by sea, but you can't drown. You can't float or do anything like that. So we'll make it. We'll make it. And the next night, the brother who can hold his breath forever shows up, takes his place, and as they hold his head down under the water, the brother just sits there, quietly humming in his own head, tapping his foot along to the beat. And eventually, the king realizes, Jesus, this guy is innocent. And with nobody knowing the wiser, all five brothers got to live together happily ever after. The king, having decided that the brothers were innocent because, well, he couldn't kill them. That's my story. Have a good night.